Hey everybody, welcome to Red Lipstick Reality TV. I'm Anna. I'm back. This is the longest, well, not the long, I've been gone for a while, but we haven't had any Sister Wives for a while. And the Duggar show wasn't out when I was doing my channel, but for most of us that have been watching Sister Wives for years, 9 times out of 10, you were also a watcher of the Duggars. And I think honestly, I was definitely watching the Duggars before I was watching Sister Wives. Like most of us, we were like obsessed with the fact that they had all these kids. And now we are dealing with this second Duggar kid that is dealing with P-file charges. And I want to talk about the pipeline because why are there so many P-files that belong to these church groups like the IBLP? I'm shocked and impressed that you did not watch the Duggars. Like, they felt unavoidable for a long time, and they had serious purity culture. And to be honest, they kind of made I hate to say this, it sounds crazy now, but they kind of made that purity culture, waiting until you're on the threshold to kiss and blah, blah, blah. They kind of made it sound cool, made it seem like, wow, look how special this is. But when you look at it, it basically is a recipe for disaster. It's like not having any type of intimate connection until that point. I feel like it's become a breeding ground for potential P-files to erupt from that because they haven't been given like any skills as far as when they have minimal to no interaction with the opposite sex. And when they do have them, a lot of times they are browbeaten down and like told like you're being inappropriate. Even if you're just having general interactions with the opposite sex, you're still told you're being inappropriate, you shouldn't be doing it. And then they also blame women and girls for the decisions and the lustful eyes, whatever, of men. So all the responsibility falls on the women. And it's like really scary and dangerous. This is just another example. They definitely are being taught that patriarchy is always right. And they have this like whole umbrella system where it's like God is the top umbrella. Underneath that is the patriarch, the father. Then it's the mother. Then it's the children. And it's all about obedience. And even some of the things they teach, this like you'll see things like blanket training. There's just a lot of things around obedience. Obedience is constantly pushed out there. And I think when I was younger watching the Duggars, I don't think I really paid close attention to that frame of reference. I just saw a whole bunch of kids, and I always just thought it was really crazy. Obviously, as I've gotten older, I look at that situation completely different. I look at that show totally different. And the main thing that's always stood out for me, which is something I've advocated for on this channel many times when it came to the Sister Wives, is the parentification of children. And that's one of the things I really noticed about.
Protected at your front door.
Apparently someone's at my door. That's something that I really noticed about this situation is the parentification of children. That was a big deal with the Sister Wives and those kids having too many kids, and the parents clearly cannot take care of all those kids. And then with the Duggars, that she had the audacity to have 19. And when you hear them talk about it, like even when you hear Jill Duggar talk about it, she doesn't even realize that she was abused when it comes to having to take care of multiple children. She said she changed her first diaper at 6 years old. Y'all, I got a little brother. I was not changing diapers at 6. I was definitely not doing that. And if I would have done it, it would have been like something fun that my mom was teaching me. It wouldn't be me changing diapers at 6 because that was my job and my duty to do as a child. Those young girls, the oldest like 5 or 6 from the Duggars, those young ladies were parentified very early and were taking care of multiple kids at very young ages. So I'm not shocked that, for one, not Joanna Duggar. Who was the second one? The oldest one. I forget her name. Just a Jill, Ginger, Joanna. Um, I don't know. She's the one that just got married. She's the one that most recently married. Jana, that's it, Jana. Yeah. So Jana, I feel she probably was one of the ones that got the worst. She's the oldest. And mind y'all, she got married really late. She just had her first baby. I honestly thought she might not have him, but she's still so indoctrinated in their religion. Like, she tries to act like she's not, but she's still, in my opinion, one of the most indoctrinated ones. I think I'm noticing that all of them still have a significantly high level of religious indoctrination. None of them have completely broken away from religion. Like, some of them might wear jeans. I feel like Ginger seems to be the most pulled away. But even with her husband, he is an extremely religious guy. So it's not really that pulled away. It just looks a little different. It's still real religious. It's still high patriarchy focused. And that's just something that I personally noticed. So I wanted to show a little clip of, let me share it. Let me stop this screen and share a different screen. So, Ginger and her husband, Jeremy, they have, their own channel now too. So they do a podcast, and I think their podcast for the most part is pretty cute. And they do have their siblings on quite frequently. I don't know if you guys have seen recently, but Joanna and I think her husband, the Forsyths, I'm pretty sure they had a little visit from the Popos or Child Protective Services too, because I think there might be a pattern of the Duggars putting locks on the outside of doors and locking kids inside their bedrooms. Now, I have seen people say online, well, I got locks on doors because I had age gaps with my children. And I had a lot of young children and then older ones, and I couldn't keep the young ones out of the older ones' rooms. So we put locks on the outside of the doors so the teenagers could lock their rooms. I mean, okay. But when I grew up, if my parents told my brother, don't go in that room, he was not going in that room. And that was it. That was all. I've never seen a reason for you to have locks on your doors just because you have age gap with your children. But y'all do know in a lot of states, that's a very illegal act. And it is then considered to be almost like kidnapping, like entrapment. And I'm pretty sure the Joseph and his wife had the 4 counts of like child endangerment and stuff like that. Because basically, when you lock those kids in the rooms and there's no other way for them to get out, especially if they're like on the 2nd floor, you're putting their life in danger if there was a fire or something. Because now it's up to you to unlock that door to get them out. And it doesn't feel worth it. And I feel like but I'm pretty sure those types of tactics come from the IBLP and that very overly religious space and control of child rearing that has these people putting locks on the outside of their children's doors. So now with Joseph and his wife, Kendra. Now, Kendra has been arrested. They've both been released. He got bail. His bail was like, I want to say the total was like $600,000. So he probably could take 10%, $60K. And now he's out. Probably has an ankle monitor on. But I did pull up a few of one of the jail tapes. So I'll play that for you guys in a minute so you can hear a clip of that. It's very disturbing to me how still engaged with this young man she is. She seems very much in a daze. She seems that it feels as though doesn't want to believe it's true. And because she doesn't want to believe it's true, she's so focused on like protecting him, saving him. And I'm like, girl, you may not get your kids back. Because they took her kids out of the home when she had the endangerment charges. Thank God for her, those are just misdemeanors. And she also might be able to maybe take some classes and get those cleared off her record. But having a predator technically in your home, it's not going to be easy for her to get those kids back, on top of having these charges specifically for her. So I hope you guys engage in the chat, because I'd love to talk to you about it, see how you guys feel about it. Make sure you hit the like button, hit share so that it hits the algorithm. So if there's other people out there that want to chat about this a little bit and in more of a smaller forum, because there's some bigger channels that have been covering it, but it's like too many people talking about it at once. And I feel like my channel's smaller and y'all can really chat about it, and don't have to feel like you have to be an expert at this stuff. I think a lot of people that have come from religious indoctrination, you're probably if you're recovering from that, this could be maybe a little bit triggering for you. So just kind of be careful of that, be mindful of that. For those of you that have followed some other people that kind of study the fundamentalist movement, I don't really dive as much into the fundamentalist YouTube space, but I have seen some really good stuff. I've watched quite a bit of stuff, more so surrounding Mormon fundamentalism as opposed to Christian fundamentalism. I find the Mormon area is a little bit more interesting to me to follow. And because I've been watching so much content on polygamy for so long, I feel like I have a better grasp about what's happening. I did watch Shiny Happy People. If you guys have not watched the Shiny Happy People documentary on Amazon Prime, that's a great place to start if you just want to get an understanding of what IBLP is and like the general fundamental basics of it. But I feel like TLC has made way too much money off Christian fundamentalism, and they have not been mindful of giving money to these people and then creating a predator pipeline. That's what I feel like is happening. So you guys let me know what you think about that, but that's what it feels like to me. Do you think TLC money emboldens these groups to commit? See, yeah, you said it too. Ms. Christ saying that they can't get caught, or do you think the fame exposes what would be happening anyway? I think it's a combination of both. I think when you get money and you get fame, you start to feel invisible and untouchable, and you start slipping. And where you normally might be a little bit more careful, you're no longer as careful. And I think that's what happened to Josh, is because he got, like, for Josh Duggar, remember, he was doing that to his sisters prior, like, I think when he was like around 15 or so. So that's, the show was kind of still fresh. I think they were still just doing the like short documentary specials during that time. And he was doing that. He was inappropriately touching his sisters and like a babysitter or something. And his parents said they took him to the local cop, who turns out that cop ended up getting arrested for being a pedophile themselves. And long story short, they said they sent him away. They just sent him away to some fundamentalist camp. Really, what was he learning there? But how to be even sneakier, right? And they said, tried to act like he was all healed. And then when it came out, it was leaked to Oprah, and they were supposed to be on the Oprah show. But when you've seen the cousin, who was it, Anna Duggar, that's her name? You've seen the cousin come out and write, this is like generations of predator behavior. Because she said the grandpa, Jim Bob Duggar's daddy, was like this. I haven't heard anything yet about Jim Bob from any of the daughters, but I wouldn't be shocked if anything came out. But I don't want to slander the man because I haven't heard anything from them. And then now you're seeing the sons, the Duggar kids. And now this is the second son who's had an issue with this. And they have kind of like a righteous indignation, like very righteous with the whole religion thing, as if they really shouldn't be found guilty, or I don't know. It's very weird. Or they think because if they admit to it, that they should be kind of cleared of it. Like they should be able to pray and move forward. Everybody should be able to pray and move forward if they admit their sin. And that's not how the law works, and that's not how this works. But I feel like the money and the fame definitely impacts it. But I think just from where they're coming from, I think they more than likely would have been a predator anyway, or a pedophile. Just coming from that religious environment. But let's quickly just watch this quick little clip I wanted to watch from the beginning of the most recent podcast from Ginger and Jeremy. I'm pretty sure they just released it either yesterday or early today. So let me go to that.
The pace of life just here around the Volo house. we thought we'd give you guys a little insight into where we're at today. And a couple things. Okay, Ginge? First, I think in coming days, there will be time for us to process some of the recent events surrounding your family, our family, from maybe like a more of a theological lens. And what I mean by that is like, not just trying to be a seminary guy, but there are realities behind the Bill Gothard system that I think contribute to some of what we're seeing in headlines. Ideas have consequences. And when people teach and believe certain ideas about who they are, who God is, what sin is, it has consequences. And if those ideas are false, they have dangerous consequences. So I think there's going to be, in coming weeks, we're going to have that discussion or those discussions, but they're not new discussions. Sorry, I'm dominating this intro, Ginge, but you've written about this in your book, Becoming Free Indeed.
Yeah, I think that that's something that keeps coming to mind. A lot of the similarities of what we've walked through before, but then also what I've talked about before. And I definitely do want to touch on that. I think maybe not this week. And we'll definitely circle back and have that conversation soon.
That's good. So be on the lookout for that, listener.
So yeah, y'all, I just wanted to show that little clip that apparently they're going to be having some more episodes where they talk about the theology and how that is like a breeding ground for this. But I think I would like for more people to be talking about even deeper the impact of TLC, the TLC money, putting them on a platform where there's constantly eyes watching you. Like imagine being a kid. I feel like kids sometimes are just naturally sneaky, but if you have a camera on you, you can't really be sneaky, right? Or it makes you really sneaky. It makes you be inappropriate because you're so used to having cameras on you that if you can get away with something, it like feeds something in you. You know, some people like feel like they need to get away with something. It's given those vibes being on TV, like basically your whole childhood. And a lot of these kids were on TV, almost their like entire childhoods were spent on TV because their parents need to make money to take care of them. Otherwise they'd be broke. They probably would have been homeless. There's too many kids, too many mouths to feed. And then Josie had all the health issues, and I'm pretty sure the insurance at some point was not able to cover everything. So they probably would have been bankrupt after Josie. And they didn't have a choice but to continue the show. And now at this point, because the girls aren't really getting education, they don't really have a fallback plan for being able to take care of themselves outside of being in the entertainment industry. That's all they know. So now you see almost all of them, especially the older ones, all have a blog channel, or they almost all have a blog channel. Ginger and Jeremy have done a pretty good job having more of a podcast set up than a blog set up, but they do some blogging. But I feel like they try to keep their kids more so off. But the other ones, they've had to basically cultivate everything around being influencers. So they didn't really have any skills outside of that because they had a deficit in education. And they were doing the IBLP education, which I'm pretty sure is not an accredited institution for like high school and stuff. So it's a mess. But yeah, what do you guys think of another like Duggar kid coming out with some more allegations, and then just how, like, I want you to hear how these how the wife is basically defending him. Let me remove this one. Stop this and let's show this other one. Okay, here we go. Okay, y'all, I want you to hear this prison tape. And they're basically talking about the money problems and everything else between these two. But just hear how still invested she is in this man that has come out to be a predator. It's insane.
I think Chad was thinking they needed a business phone yet right now. I think if
Well,
you
I
could
didn't know
cancel the
if.
line.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I
he's
mean,
just getting everything to his phone, and everybody's getting
okay.
it to their phones. So,
Okay, so they're able
you
to
know,
tap in to monitor
oh
it and
yeah.
all. Are they using Airbnb or Guesty?
We got them logged into both.
Okay, good. All right.
So they can do. They've got both.
Okay, yeah. Guesty
Yeah.
does a lot of the automated like messages for me already, and
Yeah.
so that's why I feel like it's. And then the website runs through Guesty, you know, so it monitors to make sure we don't get double bookings and all that kind of stuff. Which right now we don't have two platforms going. I've actually paused Booking.com totally right now. We'll be getting the income from both of those, and that would be a good chunk
That's what
for
they're
you.
wanting to do. Yeah, they want us to get. And do you think we'll make?
It'll be
I
tight.
guess we don't know.
You know, it'll still be tight, I think, but I think you can make it on that.
Okay.
You're getting a consistent stream that's really important for you. You could even
That's
just sell.
most important.
You could just sell, you know, part of it. You know, you just sell maybe the house or something, you know, the bigger one, and then, you know, you could, I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe I can pay the HELOC down, and I could take another loan out and build another one or something.
Yeah, because you don't have to secure a new HELOC. All you have to do is just get it down close to. Well, yeah, you just get it close, like down to 15,000 or something like that, and then you can do another draw and build another one.
Now listen to these folks, y'all. They're sitting here talking about how she's going to be able to take care of herself. Mind you, this is before I think they found out that he was going to get bail. So she was trying to figure out financially what she's going to do, because, you know, they've got 4 little kids together. And it looks like one of their main sources of income is like Airbnb rentals, but who knows if that's tainted. I don't know. But she still has to keep the money coming. She's probably thinking about what his lawyer fees are going to cost. I mean, this stuff gets real expensive really quick. And I'm pretty sure Jim Bob is taking money that should be going to the kids and having to put that money towards saving his children from going to jail. Because once again, he has another one that's going to jail. And did you hear Ron DeSantis talk about how he wanted child predators to get the death penalty in Florida? So who knows what's going to happen?
If you do that one, like I talked about, it's a lot cheaper to build. I'm fine with selling that tool trailer if we want to just, you know, we can put stuff in that shop area. I was thinking about it a little bit longer. You know, we can sell probably some of those things that are in there, in the, like the pressure washer, that kind of stuff. If we don't, I mean, it might be nice to have a pressure washer on site, but some of the other things we don't need. But if we need to do that to sell it to, you know, get you some more money, that'd be fine. Okay. There's a lot of stuff in it, but
we'll figure it out. We're trying to get the business stuff up and going, and I may have some questions for you. I mean, it depends on. I think there's some questions I may have for you down the road.
Actually, I found some new tax laws that apply to our situation. More, it was supposed to save us more money, and so I'll try to share that. I'll try to share that with him, so that way we can maximize.
Now we're trying to do tax evasion. Come on, people. Like, I'm going to tell you right now, the whole thing is scammy AF. They all feel very scammy, like they've been trying to game the system from the beginning. I wouldn't be shocked if that's what they've been doing, gaming the system, gaming taxes. And now he's a predator. So it's crazy, y'all. It's really crazy to see. I'm just like, and then I saw like another video of like Michelle Duggar trying to shoo them away from her house because they were waiting out in front of the house to do an interview. So yeah. Now he only admitted to this one girl, but I don't know. Maybe there's others. Who knows at this point? Who really knows at this point, right? But yeah, we're starting to see the pipeline. But it's funny to me, we are not seeing this out of the Sister Wives crew. So although they had a weirdo upbringing, I have a sneaky suspicion moving to Vegas really helped those kids out to be a lot more balanced. I feel like that's probably the smartest thing that family did was move them to Vegas. And those kids feel significantly more grounded. The Duggars do not. They still feel like they are trapped. And the Brown family, they do not feel that same way. It feels like they have been able to shed the religious indoctrination a lot faster. They've moved through that a lot quicker. And I don't know why that is. I mean, both of them were pretty extreme. So I'm wondering why it seems as though the Browns were able to, and it could be where they live at. Which I think maybe because there were more adults to watch that many kids. I do think too. I do think having that and like having them really close by for the longest time, having them all in one home probably helped. Because there's a lot of eyes everywhere. So I'm sure that definitely made a difference with that family. And also the moms for the Browns said they were really adamant about raising them as siblings, not as those are so-and-so's kids and so-and-so's kids. No, that's your brother and sister. And I feel like pushing that to say, hey, you can have a platonic, familial love connection, not connection, but love for your family and your interactions. You can hug each other, showing what a normal, natural connection would be between a sibling. I feel like the Browns probably did a better job of showing affection in a appropriate way. And I feel there might have been a gap there with the IBLP because they were keeping the sexes separate with everything, not just in the home, but like activities. It's like boys over there, girls over there is very separate. And we know it was impossible because that's why they gave all the kids a buddy. They had a buddy system there. That one was not watching all those kids. And that sometimes you'll still see Jill try to like defend her mom and say, well, she is maternal. And I'm like, she was bartering her kids off on y'all. I mean, come on. So I was thinking, because we have obviously quite a bit of break before the next season, I was thinking it might be fun to do. I know you guys like when I do the live reviews of the show where I'm watching the show and you're watching it along with me. And I thought it might be fun to watch the episode where just some of the most controversial episodes of Sister Wives. And one of the ones I really want to watch is the episode where Mary tells Janelle and Christine that she's going to divorce Cody so that Robin can marry him, because there were a lot of things in that episode that happened, and Janelle said a lot of stuff too that came back to come to fruition when it turned out how their relationship happened and they ended up breaking up. So, and now he's like, and what they say, she basically says he's going to sail off into the sunset with Robin, which is exactly what he did. So I do want to watch that episode back with y'all and see what you think. Watching it now that we know everything. Let me know some other episodes. Maybe there's like a reunion episode or a tell-all episode that you want to go back and rewatch together. Now that we see where like the dust has settled, I think another good one is maybe it's the episode, the reunion after the tell-all, whatever, after season 10, when the one where Mary has her catfish. So I want to say it's the one right before either the one right before they're filming in Flagstaff. It's like the one, I think that's the one maybe where they're all together eating and Janelle's like it doesn't feel like y'all are all in it. That season's finale, tell all episode, I think was a really good one too. So we'll pull some and we'll see. Maybe even like, I don't know. We'll pull a couple from each season that we think are the most like controversial standout episodes. Some of the best ones started happening, towards the end of the series, like in seasons 19 and stuff, because of COVID, and there are some crazy episodes that happened then. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on for a little bit of time, see how y'all are doing, chat about the Duggars and that shenanigans. And baby, it's a mess. Sorry, my every device I have, I swear, is going off right now at the same time. It's insane. But what have you guys been watching? I am doing good. Thanks, Prawn Empress. I am doing well. When I get I hate having breaks like this. And I did do some of the shows from Love is Blind, but when you do a new show, the algorithm is so crazy that it's like starting your channel from scratch. And I was trying to start another channel so I could do content over there, but it takes so long to build up another channel. So we'll see if I have the patience and focus to do that. My career, my job is really kicking my you-know-what. And I'm finishing up a degree at the same time. So there's like a lot happening, but I love doing YouTube and chatting with everybody and kind of building that community. So I don't want to totally stop doing that. So I think if I maybe we'll go back to just reviewing some of the old episodes to keep me like going in the meantime. Because if I take too long of a break, it's very hard for me to come back. But that's it. Leave in the comments, you guys, any particular episodes. Leave the season and the episode number for me in the comments of which ones you want me to live review. I think that would be a lot of fun. And like, I'll keep track of the Duggars. I'll see if there's anything I think after this that's going to be worth talking about. But until that time, thank y'all for coming. I have too many degrees. It's like pointless, but I love to learn. You can never have too many. Just more skills I'm learning, basically. Yeah, but I will see you guys soon. I'm going to hop off. Have a great evening. Thanks for chatting. We'll see you later. Bye.